can't tell you how many times that ball has rolled inside the rim and rolled right back out. I think there's like some magnetic flux in the universe going on.
It's at least the third or fourth time that's happened this game.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
To the basket, wild shot. He had Genus, who's now yelling at him, coming down the court. Meanwhile, the Bears come the other way. Colin Schlee was an amazing run. Dylan Burney up and scores.
So if I'm a defender, I take an extra step back from him to give myself more time to recover and just dare him to keep shooting.
Win and play on, lose and go home. Fourth quarter, playoffs.
Gut check time for both teams. Let's see who's got the guts to step up.
County battle tonight as the Oakdale Bears try to snap a 6-game losing streak against the Walkersville Lions. Great to have you with us on Cool Oldies 1450. I'm Brian Pierce. Alongside me is Coach Rick Little. Coach, Lions 8-2, Oakdale 4-6. But talking about this game, we feel like it could be a tight matchup between these two teams. Of course, they're rivals. It's going to be a fun night.
Yes, I do believe, even though the records might indicate something else, Oakdale's a very young team. In fact, they're starting a 9th grader and a 10th grader, and every week those young men are going to get better and better. A lot of inexperience, as Coach Long talked about, because he lost 3 expected starters, 2 early additions to their college football teams, and then 1 transferred to another local high school. So Coach Long kind of starting out a little behind the 8 ball as far as team familiarity and that type of thing, but terrific athletes. They can put the ball in the basket, and that's going to be the challenge tonight against this Walkersville team, who under Coach Mathis is going to play a stifling half-court defense. They don't turn you over a whole lot. They just force you into a lot of bad shots. They only give up 46 points a game. They score 55, whereas Oakdale scores 58 points a game, gives up 64. So that's going to be the challenge right there, which team's going to lock down and hold your opponent in the 50s. I think it's going to win tonight's game.
It's a good way to put it. Those 46 points per game, that is first in the Central Maryland Conference. A really good defensive team. They're big too, and that's probably the big difference between looking at these rosters. Walkersville has the obvious size advantage against Oakdale, especially down low with Kenyon Johnson.
Yeah, and that young man is really hard to defend when he gets the ball deep into the paint area. Very skilled, can jump really well, and we know how strong he is from watching him go on the football field. So that is going to be one tough matchup. I'm kind of expecting Coach Long to have a little game plan for that, because one thing that Walkersville does do is they struggle to score from the perimeter. So Darius Eubanks, the point guard, 10 points per game, and then the supporting cast, no one more than 6 points a game. So, I'd really look for Coach Long to pack it in, maybe even in the zone look, and really defend Kenyon Johnson and say somebody else is going to beat us.
And for Oakdale, the player that's going to have to step up is Gage Linton. He's a really talented athlete, a senior, a leader, averaging 16.5 points per game, nearly a double-double himself with 9+ rebounds.
Yeah, and he can shoot the ball. I know one of the colleges looking at him is Hood College, and if you follow that at all, Ryan, I know you don't, probably as close as I do living in the Frederick area. Hood College likes to run down the floor and shoot threes. So if you're not a three-point shot maker, Hood College is not looking at you. Well, they're looking at Gage, so that tells me right there he can put the ball in the basket from a distance. But then also, supporting cast, Alex Rodriguez is back this year. He's a 10th grade starter, also 17 points a game. So I really, again, it's going to be the team that can lock down, because Oakdale can score points. Again, they're going to work that 58 points per game up as the season goes, because the experience level and the confidence level is going to grow in these young men.
Coach, if you're Coach Brandon Long, you're talking to your team. They've been in every game or most of the games. They've lost their past 6 after starting 4-0. I'm sure they're becoming impatient, maybe with themselves because of their close losses. What do you tell them when you're a coach, when you're on a streak like that?
Just keep playing basketball. You know, and what we used to do is we didn't even focus on the win-loss. We focused on the process and the performance that night. And once that game's over, you just move on. And I can't think of a better coach in the Frederick County area than Coach Long to bring this young, inexperienced group along as the season goes.
Oakdale is still tied for second in the Potomac Division. They're 1-2, 4-6 overall. As we've mentioned, Walkersville is in second place in the Gambrill Division. They're 2-1 and 8-2. We have the national anthem. We'll go ahead and take a quick break. We'll be right back with a tip.
Our local American Legion Post 168 in Thurmont is amazing. Not only do they support local high school sports on the radio, but they have great food, great fun, and they constantly serve our community in so many ways. Check out their Facebook page, American Legion Post 168, to find out about their exciting events. And be sure to say thank you for supporting our local community. And don't you forget to say thank you every time you see them for their selfless sacrifice in military service to our country. Thanks, American Legion Post 168. We salute you.
We're set for basketball, an all Frederick County matchup tonight. Two teams very familiar with each other. Oakdale against Walkersville. The Oakdale Bears are 4-6. Walkersville is 8-2. Coach, going to be a lot of fun tonight, but a fun season so far. Walkersville, what a stretch they've been on. Only dropped 2 this season. Tough environment to play, though, and they got an athletic opponent that can score points.
Yep, you know, Oakdale, I hope to see the usual student section here grow as the game goes on, because it just makes it so much more fun for the young men on the court. You know, the parent section over there behind both benches is pretty full. We just need a few more students coming out here.
Oakdale in their home white uniforms, Walkersville in their midnight dark blue uniforms with the yellow and gold and blue trim. As we're set for the tip and off and running, it is won by Walkersville. Darius Eubank takes over. He's at point. Justin Pitfall is the off guard. Kenyon Johnson in the middle. Dylan White and Elijah Brown are also the 5 on the floor for Walkersville. Ball goes down to Johnson, draws a double team right block, kicks out to the top. It's to Brown with 10 to shoot on the clock over to the right wing. White's deep ball is off the mark, and a quick rebound from Oakdale. A whistle. Let's see what the call is. It'll go against the Bears as Walkersville will inbound underneath. An early foul on Oakdale. It's on number 22, Cooper Marcerone. It's Marcerone, Christian Rivera, the freshman on the floor. Zachary Nelson, Alex Rodriguez engaged Linton.
Marcione drew the assignment of Kenyon Johnson.
Out of the corner, Brown, a little bit long, weak side of rebound. Putback is through for Dylan White, averaging just over 5 a game. Had 8 against Williamsport, the first 2 tonight.
Yeah, recipient there of that long ball from Brown. Right spot, right time, laid it back in. 2-0 Walkersville.
Marcione over to the left side. Rivera, the one freshman on the floor, picks up his dribble at the top. Now back to Marcerone. 10 to shoot. He feeds the post, right block. Turning into the double team is Linton. Linton kicks to the left wing. The 3 from Nelson is nothing but net from the left wing for Zachary Nelson.
Beautiful shot, great cross court action with that pass. Wide open on the backside. Nelson knocks it down.
90 seconds into the first quarter. It's 3-2 Oakdale on top by 1. As it was bobbled by Johnson driving down the baseline. Eubank, he dumps up to Johnson, who misses the layup. Hauled in by Rivera.
Great drive and dish here from Darius. Johnson not able to finish.
Linton over the top to the freshman Rivera. He swings to the high right wing. Nelson now in the corner. It's Mercerone. On the right wing, Linton. He matches up against Elijah Brown. Brown 6'5", trying to use his length against Linton. 8 to shoot for Alex Rodriguez. The star sophomore draws contact from the 16-foot jumper and will go to the free throw line for 2.
Yeah, your coach Mathis, you don't like that foul. That's a win for your team when you force that long jump shot late in the shot clock.
Alex Rodriguez, he is special, just a sophomore, 17 points per game. He's their leading scorer, second in rebounds, and third in assists. Rims out the first, still a 3-2 lead for Oakdale, trying to snap a 6-game losing streak. Won their first 4, have dropped their last 6. Walkersville, an impressive 8-2. The second coming for Rodriguez. Exactly 6 minutes left to go in the first. He makes the second. And it's an early 2-point lead for Oakdale. They put on a light full court press. And Eubank will cross between his legs over the timeline. Picked up by Rodriguez. High right wing, now top Brown. He skips left. Dylan White. Eubank at the top, second leading scorer. Crosses up on Mercerone. Now to Brown with 10 to shoot, who's 0 for 2 from the field. White in the left corner, dribbles out to Eubank. Johnson calling for it. Eubank fires a 3, and the rebound pulled down by Linton.
Got to look to get that ball into Johnson. Had the mismatch off the switch. Had the shorter Gage Linton guarding him.
Now Oakdale trying to extend their 2-point advantage. Linton, baseline left, drives up, under, and scores. Linton's first 2, and the lead is 6-2 for Oakdale. It's been kind of a pattern for this Oakdale team throughout the season. Quick starts, and they have one again, up by 4. Walkersville trying to respond, a 6-0 run for Oakdale as the ball is knocked out of bounds underneath the basket. And Walkersville will inbound with 19 to shoot.
All right, that's my one touch for the day, Coach.
Came right over to you, Coach. We're in the corner of the court. Ball was deflected, went off the bank board. Eubank established himself and pulled it in, and now resets the offense. White feeds into Johnson, got the bucket, plus the foul from the right block.
Yeah, Kenyon Johnson on that block, a great seal. The hoop and the harm.
That's the first foul on, a second foul on Oakdale, pardon me, as Johnson's at the free throw line. 6-4 Oakdale leads, 4:49 left to go in the first quarter. All Frederick County matchup. Kenyon Johnson, the big body post player. He is second in the entire county in points, and he is first in rebounds.
Yeah, he is definitely the go-to guy for the Walkersville Lions early this season.
And he made the free throw. It's 6-5, lead down to 1 for Oakdale. 4:40 remaining in the first. Driving, missing short, getting his own rebound, and drawing the foul on the shot. Gage Linton back to the foul line for 2.
And if that goes on number 12, that's Dylan White. Yep, his second personal. Got to force Coach Mathis to go to the bench quickly.
2 early fouls for White, who also has a couple points. Linton makes a free throw. He is had multiple D3 offers, leaning towards Hood College, as we talked about in the pregame, Coach. His brother Garrison plays there. Linton makes both free throws. The lead bumps up to 3 with 4:30 left in the first. Across the timeline, Wyatt Gearhart in for the first time. He's in for White. To the corner of Phil. He rotates to Eubank. The runner in the paint is good for Darius Eubank. His first bucket today. It's 8-7.
Great ball movement there by the Lions. Skip pass, rotated the defense. Eubanks took advantage, slashed through the seam for the layup.
Oakdale up by 1 in the ball on the right side, working left to right. Top of key 3 from Linton, rattles out, and the one-handed rebound with a 6'5" Elijah Brown for Walkersville. Now Eubanks slows up the tempo across the timeline against the man-to-man defense from Oakdale. High left to Gearhart, the stocky 6-foot post player. Eubanks looking for a second bucket. It's blocked by Rodriguez and rebounded by Nelson of the Bears.
6'1" Alex Rodriguez, but boy, he can get up in the air.
Oakdale tries to extend their 1-point lead. At the top of the key, it's Mercerone. Fakes the pass down to the right wing. Three is nothing but net from Zachary Nelson. His second triple in this first quarter. He's got 6, and the lead is 4 for Oakdale.
Again, great ball movement, ball reversal. Found Zach open on the right wing, knocks it down over a flying Elijah Brown.
3:15 left to go in the first. 11-7 Oakdale on top of Walkersville. At the top, it's Kenyon Johnson, who has 3 early points. Now to Eubanks. He's got a couple himself. 10 to shoot. He's pressured at the top. Baseline right. Gearhart drives. Kicks out to an open field. Passes from the shot to Brown. With 4 to shoot, it's Eubanks. He lines up a triple and rattles it in. Darius Eubanks with the shot clock down to 2. Hits the 3.
Clutch shot there by Darius.
1-point lead for Oakdale, under 3 minutes left in the first. At the top, it's Linton. Linton drives on Johnson, bodies against the double team, missed it, grabs his own rebound, left block, put back too strong, and Kenyon Johnson the rebound for Walkersville. Eubanks 5 points across the timeline. Left-handed dribble Brown, nice feed underneath, missing the bunny is Field. It's knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Walkersville as Justin Field points to his chest and says, my bad, off the pass from Eubanks.
Yeah, great execution, the back screen. Kenyon Johnson freed up Justin Fowle. He's just not able to finish the play.
Trevor, how do you say it, Coach Fowle? Last name?
Yep.
Trevor Fowle, brother of Justin, checks in. Or excuse me, that's actually Campton Homer. It's in for Walkersville. Feed down to Johnson, and he rolls it in.
Yep.
Kenyon Johnson has 5, and Walkersville's back on top by 1.
Kenyon gets the ball that deep in the zone. That's an easy bucket for him.
I was originally correct. Trevor Fowle is in, so Trevor is in for Justin. He wears number 22. A 1-point lead for Walkersville at the top. Linton now high left. Rodriguez driving down the left side. Shot no, but a foul. Let's see who that is on. Both Johnson,
22.
yeah, and Trevor Fowle were there. It is going to be on foul. The 6'2 sophomore picks up the whistle. And to the free throw line is Alex Rodriguez. It's amazing to see a sophomore averaging over 17 points a game. Really special player, misses the foul shot. He's second on the team in the rebounds, 3rd in assists. Does a lot of things well.
Yeah, just watching him play and move, he's very comfortable on the basketball court.
Long arms, tall, lean, feels like he can put on maybe some muscle mass over the next few years. Really a ton of potential for him. Trying to tie the game, 11-12, 1:47 left. The second free throw from Rodriguez rims out. Johnson tapped it, and it's run down by White. Gearhart for Walkersville. Eubank on the other end with 5 early points. At the top, hounded by Rodriguez. Eubank works on Rodriguez, hands off to Trevor Fowle. At the top, it's through the hands of Whitby. Achilles Whitby just checked back in, picked it up. Now 10 to shoot. Eubank feeds right block. Johnson over to Whitby, and he banks it in left block off the nice pass from Kenyon Johnson.
Yeah, Kenyon Johnson, 6'3" post player, drops a dime to his teammate as he drew a triple team there on the block. Found his open teammate for the layup.
A 6-0 run for Walkersville. Nelson tries to quiet that, cannot. Weak side offensive rebound. Linton on the right side, almost stolen. Linton has, drives, and misses long. Rebound tap on the right block. Linton taps, Johnson taps, and it's finally pulled in by Oakdale. Spinning and twirling in the paint. I believe that was Mercerone. Actually, Marcus Jones, and Walkersville comes up with it. On the other end, spinning and twirling himself and scoring is Trevor Fowle. The footwork, ballerina-like, as he maneuvered to the rim.
6'2" sophomore, full speed, the old spin, and the left-hand finish. Beautiful play.
20 seconds of the shot clock, 26 in the game. The 3 from Linton is short. Offensive putback Rodriguez is true. A 8-0 run snap for Walkersville. It's a 3-point lead for the Lions. Shot clock turned off, 15 seconds left in the first. What an action-packed first quarter we've had. At the top, it's Johnson. He goes to work on the defender. Wes Wilson gives and driving and scoring is Gearhart with just 2 seconds left. The heat from Rodriguez. Karam's off the separator hanging from the ceiling, and that is how the first quarter ends. An early lead for Oakdale is erased, and Walkersville is up 18-13 after one on Cool Oldies 14-15.
Thank you, Ryan. I just want to thank our game sponsors for making this possible. That's American Legion Post 168 right there on Park Lane in Thurmont. Thank you, gentlemen, for your service. Center of Life Chiropractic for Fredericktown Yamaha, Kelco Plumbing, and Thurmont Country Kitchen. We appreciate all you do for high school sports on the radio. We'll be right back after this.
Everyone in Thurmont knows and respects Dr. John Hageman at Center of Life Chiropractic and his wife Marcia at Center of Life Pilates for their many years of helping people in need and for the wonderful ways they give back to their community through scholarship and fundraising efforts. Center of Life is located on Water Street in downtown Thurmont. For information or to check out their schedule, go online to centeroflife.us today. That's Center of Life Chiropractic and Pilates. Make an adjustment to your life today.
5-point lead for Walkersville after one as we get set for the second quarter on Cool Oldies 14-15. Ryan Pierce, Coach Rick Little. Coach, what does Oakdale have to do different in this second?
Well, number one, they need to score. They have to keep up score-wise. Again, that's a tough feat against Walkersville. Right now, Walkersville's offense is really distributing well. Kenyon Johnson, they're getting the attention we talked about in pregame, but his teammates are picking up the slack, hitting the seams, and finishing the layups. Tough task for Oakdale to slow them down, but Oakdale needs to drop those jump shots to get back in this game.
Johnson underneath from the right block, shot rattled out, and a frontside rebound pulled down by Nelson. On the other end, Rodriguez crosses over to the rim, draws the, nope, they say a travel. A travel. I thought Rodriguez drew the foul.
That calls
and
off.
It's turned over.
I didn't see that one, but turnover. Now Oakdale looks to apply a little bit more pressure.
As Walkersville works from right to left, over the top, past Eubanks. He has some space. Defense retreats as Rodriguez got back. And now Walkersville resets on the left side. Foul, Justin Foul back in, on top of the key to Eubanks. Matched up on it is Mercerone. Over to Eubanks with 5 early points with 5 seconds to shoot on the high right wing. Brown takes a 3, the high arching shot is long, weak side rebound and saved by Nelson.
A little bit of push here, but hey, no harm. Let him play.
Now Oakdale works in the offensive end, down by 5, 13-8, 16:35 left to go in the first half. On the high right wing, Mercerone, left baseline jumper from Rodriguez, goes to 3 for Alex. Lead down to 2 for Walkersville.
And it looks like Oakdale's running that old-fashioned motion play, the flex they call that in the coaching manuals. Walkersville knows that one well. That's why they're limiting the inside shots for Oakdale, because they're switching and bumping. So far, Oakdale's pretty much their whole offense is the 3-point shot.
Gerhardt barreled to the rim, missed the shot, then fouled on the rebound. That is his first, the first for Walkersville in this quarter. Quick pace first half, only a couple whistles in that first quarter. That's the first and the second. Exactly 6 minutes left until halftime. Oakdale trying to take the lead with a 3 tie with a 2 on this possession. And a moving screen is called on Mercerone. He handed off on the right wing to Jones and kept moving.
Yep, and that's his second. And again, that's the pattern in Walkersville. You know, people have been running that flex formation longer than Coach Mathis has been the head coach. So I guarantee you his kids have run that all week, and they're ready to step in on every cut. So see if Coach Long can come up with a different offensive set to really change things up.
Coach Mike Mathis and Walkersville 8-2, trying to keep their great season going. High-low down to Johnson, kicks to the corner. Eubanks left corner, 3 rims in. Darius Eubanks, 8 early points, so lead back to 5 for the Lions.
And if Darius is hitting that three-point shot, because he can slash and pass, and then that third variable, that long shot, could be a long night for the Bears.
21 points against Williamsport. And now Oakdale with 10 to shoot, skips it quickly to the left corner, driving baseline left Linton. Now Rodriguez right wing. Rodriguez jump step and a travel. That time it looked pretty obvious.
Yep, good help side defense came to him. He wasn't expecting that. Clearly traveled on that one. Looks like he's now drawn an assignment to try to face guard Darius Eubank and make somebody else handle the basketball for Walkersville.
Rodriguez guarding Eubanks, and then underneath a tough assignment, Wes Wilson in for Oakdale. Johnson scores on him on the right block. 5 straight for Walkersville. They have their biggest lead at 7, 23-16.
Yeah, and that Nelson, that 6 foot tall guarding Johnson, that's not going to turn out well for Oakdale.
They skip to the left corner. A fake pass from Brandon Dwell, who just checked in. Rodriguez, Linton, another 3 attempt. It's long. Still looking for his first deep ball. Johnson the rebound. Outlet pass, knocked out of bounds at the half-court line by Brandon Dewall. And it will be Walkersville ball in midcourt. Lions creating some separation. You know, Oakdale's had a few good looks, just can't get them to go.
Right, and again, limiting the game to the jump shot. So they're going to have to knock them down.
Elijah Brown, left corner, Gearhart. Skip pass, right corner. 3 is long. Weak side to rebound, Oakdale and Zachary Nelson. Rodriguez already 1-3 in this corner. Stops the freshman Rivera at the top of the key, who resets. Right wing Wilson. Motion offense, Rodriguez at the top. He drives, bumps, and misses from the right block over the top of the big post player Johnson. And Walkersville the rebound.
Again, great help side defense by Walkersville. That time in particular, Kenyon Johnson came over, forced the errant shot.
Under 4 minutes left to go, 7-point lead for Walkersville. Johnson bodies into the paint, missed the shot, grabbed the rebound, knocked away by Rivera and stolen by Rodriguez. Let's see if Oakdale can capitalize. At the top, Wilson. DeWall on the right wing. Left wing, 3 ball from Nelson is good. Zachary Nelson is feeling it. 3 threes in the half. Lead down to 4. Oakdale was trying to get a timeout. The near side official didn't see it. 23-19, just over 3 minutes left to go. Gearhart puts the defender on his body, and a blocking foul called on Oakdale.
Great move there. Wyatt Gerhardt got the ball in the left wing. Just a quick drive. Caught the defender off guard, drew the foul.
Gearhart to the free throw line, averaging just over 2 points per game. Physical defensive player in both basketball and football. Team leader in steals. He's got a knack for knowing where the pass is going to go as he misses the first free throw.
You like that out of your senior guard. Little experience comes into play. One thing to keep an eye on, Ryan, as we go through now. Right now, Kenyon actually sat down for the first time Johnson. And by my recollection, Darius Eubank for Walkersville has not been out of the game. See how that goes through when we play into the 4th quarter, if he's going to play this many minutes.
Gearhart made the second. Achilles Whitby. He's 6'3", in for Johnson, 6'4". So Walkersville gets a little smaller. Oakdale down by 5. Exactly 3 minutes left in the first half. Rivera back to the basket. Nelson. Now on the right wing, Linton looking to get going. Nelson top of the key, over Rivera, right wing. Rivera beats Eubanks, stops. Back to Nelson, open right wing 3. He's got 4. Zachary Nelson is on fire in this half. He's keeping Oakdale in it, now down by 2.
Yep, again, great penetration, turn and dish.
Open court foul, gliding to the rim and scores from the right block. Justin Fowl his first 2, back to a 4-point Lions advantage. Now Rivera slows it down. High right elbow Linton. Nelson with 12 points this time takes it to the rim. Zachary Nelson, 14 points in the first half. He's in the zone.
Coach Mathis takes the timeout. He couldn't get Kenyon Johnson back into the game quick enough.
Timeout taken by Walkersville, up by 2. We'll break with them on Cool Oldies 1450.
Thurmont Country Kitchen, conveniently located on Water Street in downtown Thurmont. It's just like home, only they do the dishes. Ha! Family owned and operated since 1984, Thurmont Country Kitchen has something for everyone. Handicap accessible, we're your choice for small gatherings or parties, and we cater too. Thurmont Country Kitchen. Sherry and Rob recently received the You Make Thurmont Proud Award. And hey, speaking of awards, their roasted chicken is the best in Maryland, hands down. Thurmont Country Kitchen's menu is unbelievable with something for everyone.
26-24, a 5-0 run for Oakdale. Walkersville up by 2 with 2 minutes left in the ball. As we thought, Kenyon Johnson back in. Whitby, the other big post player, stays out there. Eubanks still in the game. He drives, pulls up left elbow, and knocked it down. Eubanks in double figures with 10.
Right now, he cannot be defended. Great step back on that shot.
Eubanks with 10. Zachary Nelson for Oakdale with 14. Underneath is Wilson. Kick to the left wing. Rivera's 3 is nothing but net. Christian Rivera hits the 3. That is 6 from the outside for Oakdale in the first half. That 3 ball is really keeping them in it, only down by 1. Johnson calling for it down low. Reverse to the left wing. Whitby. Eubanks with 15 to work with. Matched up with D-Wall at the top. Drives left hand just outside the paint. Left corner Linton. Linton puts the ball on the floor. Kicks to the right wing. 15-foot pull-up jumper, no. But a foul called. And Trevor fouled to the free throw line.
A great defensive possession right to the end. And they challenged the jump shooter and fouling. Shot clock winding down. They were defending the post well. Both Whitby and Johnson in there. They're working hard, the Oakdale Bears. They are a little physically overmatched in the post area.
Trevor Fowl misses the first free throw. 1 more coming. Trying to extend the lead to 2. 28-27, 105 left. Now 29-27, Walkersville leading. Oakdale in the home white, brings it across with the freshman Rivera at the point. Gets a sign from Coach Brandon Long. Over to the right to the wall. Top of the key, Wilson. Wilson, Rivera, high left wing. Calling for it underneath is Linton on the left block. Instead it goes to the top to Nelson, who's got 14. Now on the right, Wilson. Wilson to the top, Rivera. 8 to shoot, Rivera crosses over on Eubanks. Tries for the runner, had it altered and missed it. Eubanks the rebound, he presses the tempo. Underneath, 100 with Gerhardt, left block, no, but a foul. And Wyatt Gerhardt to the free throw line.
So Gerhardt, help side defense, created that missed opportunity on the Oakdale end. Then he sprints himself down on the other end of the floor. Darius finds him with a no-look pass. He drives to the hoop, gets fouled, looking to make the foul shots. 31.8 left in the first, and the free throw rims in for Wyatt Gerhardt. It's that kind of hustle that wins you basketball games, and that's why Wyatt Gerhardt gets on the floor.
He's got 1 more coming. Leads the team in steals. A phenomenal defensive player. Also gets up the floor quickly. Knocks down both free throws. Lead balloons to 4. As Rodriguez for Oakdale, trailing by a couple possessions, brings it across. Shot and game clock almost identical, maybe a second different. On the right, Nelson. Nelson double team. Under pressure on that right sideline. Almost threw it away. And Wyatt Gerhardt called for the foul, and that's a technical on Gerhardt. He bounced the ball after the call. He didn't slam it. He did bounce it, went above his head. What do you think, Coach? Not to put you on the spot.
I think you let that and go. Now, Wyatt's mistake was grabbing the basketball.
Yeah.
You just left it go. Show your frustrations without using the basketball. But I don't think that was not directed at the referee, and that was a frustration on his part because so close to a clean steal.
Nelson's got 1 more free throw, and he gets them both. Zachary Nelson now with 16 points, working on a career half. The senior is the third scoring option for Oakdale today. He's been number 1 and 1A, 16 of their 29. And now Oakdale can take the lead with a 3 here. They hardly led in the first half, down 31-29. Shot clock turned off, 17.6 left in the first half.
So now the officials trying to get, and this is always a pet peeve of mine. We have a bookkeeper for both teams at the scorers table, but they don't sit beside each other.
Litton brings it across the timeline. Good point there, Coach. We'll hash that one out maybe at halftime. Top of key pass to Nelson with 5 to shoot. On the right wing, around the three-point line now, straight on Litton. Litton's got to go to work. The pull up from the top of the key is short. Front side rebounding Eubanks. Horn sounds. First half is over. An exciting one. A close game that has seen both these teams pull off runs. We head to halftime. It's Walkersville 31, Oakdale 29 on Cool Oldies 1450.
Tonight's game is being broadcast live on Cool Oldies 1450 WTHU. Listen on the radio or watch the game on their live
industry, celebrating its 10th year serving our community, specializing in all phases of plumbing, including septic installation and repair. The favorite part of our job is meeting new people and knowing that we helped. Kelco Plumbing prides itself on a job well done, with pricing that won't flood your budget. Burst pipes, water damage, clogged drains, replacement, remodel, or upgrades. Kelco Plumbing services most major fixtures, faucets, water heaters, sump pumps, and well pumps and pressure tanks. Kelco Plumbing is certified and licensed in Maryland and Pennsylvania. Call them today at 301-788-9791. That's 301-788-9791. Emergencies or planned repairs, Kelco Plumbing will go out of their way to explain exactly what needs to be done in simple, easy to understand solutions. When a plumber's work is done, well, everyone is happy. Remember, a good flush beats a full house every time. Kelco Plumbing is a proud sponsor of high school sports on the radio.
Welcome back to Cool Oldies 1450. Ryan Pierce with me as Coach Rick Little. Coach, we talked about it at the top. One of the big storylines in this game is Walkersville defense. It's the best in the Central Maryland Conference, only giving up 46.5 points per game. That's not been a huge issue for Oakdale. They've got 29 on pace to easily break that, but it's been the offense of Walkersville, a balanced scoring attack that has been tough to stop.
Right, the balanced scoring attack from the Walkersville Lions has them ahead of their typical offensive pace, and the three-point shooting from the Oakdale Bears, if that can continue, we talked about that a few times, that's what they have to do to score at the pace to pull off this win tonight. So far, 6 three-pointers in the first half. You like the way it's going. I'm sure Coach Mathis is going to talk about that a little bit, try to get a little more perimeter pressure. You know, when you have Kenyon Johnson inside, he pretty much can hold that court himself. So they're going to have to stay out on the perimeter a little bit more, maybe even like a face guard type situation on Zach Nelson, who is shooting lights out with 4 threes here in the first half. So, yeah, there's going to be some adjustments in both these locker rooms as far as the defensive game plan based on what the offenses are doing.
Yeah, you mentioned those 6 3-pointers for Oakdale, but like you said, Zachary Nelson has 4 of those 6. 16 points for him in that first half. What a performance from number 10 for Oakdale. He's the reason why they're only down by 2 right now.
And when you come into the game, you're the Walkersville staff and you're the Walkersville players, and you read the newspaper and you see Linton 17, Rodriguez 17, Tisdale 8. Nelson, who's he? And he drops 16 on you in the first half.
And then for Walkersville, Darius Eubank showing us his arsenal. It's amazing he's just a junior. An incredible athlete, already in double figures, has got so many tricks in his bag to go to on the offensive end.
Yeah, and very, very, very good athlete. Good skill set. He is clearly the floor leader. We'll see how much if at all, Oakdale looked like they tried to change the game plan a little bit and kind of face guard him and force another guard from Walkersville to kind of run the show. It hasn't worked out so far. I'm not sure they have the personnel to do that. That is a tough task. Typically, when you want to do something like that, Ryan, and I had already been told, you don't put your top offensive player on the other team's offensive player. And Rodriguez, who's only a 10th grader, was drawing that assignment. So we'll see if Coach Long and his staff don't come up with an alternative player to guard Eubanks, and that also might help Rodriguez on the offensive end.
Gage Linton, and then I guess by his standards, Kenyon Johnson, both fairly quiet first half, so you have to expect both of those players, one for either team, is going to pick it up in the second.
Yeah, and the one thing I like about Kenyon Johnson early in this game, he's not forcing it. He's getting touches down there in the paint and actually passing some of those away because he's drawing a lot of attention. And also last year, by this time, he'd be on the bench with 2 fouls. So defensively, seems to be much more disciplined. Another year in his belt, another year under Coach Mathis and Coach Brown. So, I'm impressed with his maturity. And then when it comes crunch time, he's going to be there.
Well, we have an exciting second half coming up. We're going to take one more break right now. Walkersville leading Oakdale 31-29 in the second half. Coming up in a little bit on Cool Oldies 1450.
E-bikes are the latest trend in urban and suburban transportation. Pedal or throttle, exercise or relax. E-bikes are everywhere now in our area. Fredericktown Yamaha Cycle Company is Frederick County's largest supplier of pedal-assisted e-bikes. Fredericktown Yamaha is a supplier of Yamaha, Giant, and Intense electric bikes. From open road to crosstown commutes, mountain bikes, and more, Fredericktown Yamaha specializes in 2 wheels and a motor. Since 1975, located just off Urbana Pike in Frederick. Check out our website at fredericktown-yamaha.com. Fredericktown Yamaha, where the fun begins.
Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back after this important message.
Good afternoon. This is Julio Flores. The Capitals continue their 5-game homestand tonight. Washington is playing host to the Seattle Kraken at Capital One Arena. Tonight's battle is the first of 2 meetings between the Caps and the Kraken during the regular season. The Capitals are hoping to capture their 2nd straight victory after topping the Kings in their last game. Washington is tied for 5th in the Metropolitan Division with 44 points at 19, 13, and 6. Virginia Tech snapped a 2-game skid with an 87-72 win over Clemson. The Hokies are now 10-5 and will be hosting Miami Saturday night. Maryland hopes to bounce back. The 9-6 Terps host Michigan tonight. George Washington has won 6 of its last 7. The 12-3 Revolutionaries host Davidson Saturday afternoon. Virginia has dropped 2 of its last 3. The 11-4 Cavaliers visit Wake Forest Saturday afternoon. George Mason will be looking to get back in the win column. The 13-3 Patriots visit Richmond Saturday night. And that's sports. I'm Blue Flores on the Maryland News Network.
I'm Dr. Baker, an ER physician. If you're having leg pain, swelling, or redness, but haven't talked to your doctor yet, don't wait. This could be deep vein thrombosis, a blood clot which could travel to your lungs and lead to a pulmonary embolism, which could cause chest pain or discomfort or difficulty breathing and be deadly. Your symptoms could mean something serious, so don't wait. Talk to a doctor right away, by phone, online, or in person.
Brought to you by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer. Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents.
Recruits. This is Matt Staver with Freedom's Call. Senior Pentagon officials recently testified before Congress that the military services fell short of their 2023 recruiting goals by 41,000 recruits. This 25% shortfall is the worst recruiting performance since it became an all-volunteer force in 1973. Enforcing COVID shot mandates and pushing LGBTQ ideology at service members certainly didn't help. One of the panelists at the hearing stated that the military aims to recruit from the broadest swath of people possible, and the LGBT community is exactly the market that we're looking for to recruit from. The Deputy Undersecretary of Defense for Personnel and Readiness also testified that the military services have had to lower their end strength goals and change standards in recent years due to the so-called complex and multifaceted recruiting environment. Stay informed at Liberty Council's website, lc.org.
On the go, on the radio, on your mobile device. Listen to cool classic oldies and great high school sports at WTHUradio.com.
Here's another cool oldies 1450 reminder. The Thermont Food Bank, located on Old Frederick Road in the Old Town Office Building near the Hunting Creek Bridge, opens Tuesdays from 5 to 7 p.m. and Fridays from 4 to 6 p.m. Bring a picture ID with you to receive free food and learn about local resources for those in need. And for more information, you can call 240-288-1865 or go online to ThermontFoodBank.com. To learn about this event and more, go online to WTHUradio.com. At Cool Oldies 1450, we care about our community and you.
Getting set for the second half of action from Oakdale High School. Ryan Pierce, Coach Rick Little, and Cool Oldies 1450 coach. Tight first half, just a small 2-point advantage for Walkersville. It felt like they were in control of it. They should be up by more, but just leading by 2 at the break.
They'd run away. Oakdale hit a couple of 3-point shots. It's amazing how quickly that 3-point shot can get you back in a basketball game. And I was just sitting here thinking about how much fun this is as a coach, and I hope I don't get too into the weeds, talking about the different strategies and adjustments that these experienced staffs are able to make and their kids are able to adjust to on the fly.
Alley-oop to Kenyon Johnson as he lays it in from the left side. Well-designed play from Coach Mike Mathis. Give Elijah Brown, the 6'5" center, the assist.
Yeah, and just like that, we talk about Kenyon Johnson and his points, and guess what? Coach Mathis sets him up for an easy bucket.
A jump ball called on the other end as the freshman Rivera drove to the rim and was tied up by Eubanks. It stays with Oakdale underneath their hoop with 22 to shoot. Down by 4. 33-29. Inbounds pass. Trapped in the corner. Merceroni gets out of trouble. Now Rodriguez. He had a 3 in that first half. Alex Rodriguez, the team's leading scorer, just a couple points in the first. It was all Zachary Nelson. A 16-point outburst. Down to Rodriguez, right block, backs in the defender and scores. Rodriguez on the board, the lead back to 2 for Walkersville.
A solid screen here on the flex cut to open him up for the easy layup.
Eubanks dribbles behind the back. Top of the key, Brown skips left side. Brown cuts, no pass. One dribble from Dylan White, playing with 2 fouls. Over to the right wing to Foul. Justin Foul drives, kicks at the corner, driving, running, layup from White is long left block. Rebound right block, put back Johnson, no. Deflected out to Foul, and a fresh 30. Long possession for Walkersville. At the top, it's Eubanks, who's in double figures. Rodriguez on him. Down to Brown, left block turns, baby, hook around and off. Weak side board, Nelson.
Great play there, had the mismatch. Brown, that ball did everything but fall through the net for him.
Now Oakdale can tie with a 2, take the lead with a 3. Their biggest lead was 4 in the first half. Walkersville led most of the way. 3, right wing Linton. He still can't buy a bucket, a rare off night for him. And Brown runs down the rebound for the Lions. Eubanks across the timeline against Rodriguez. Now circles around right wing. Rodriguez stuck on him. Bounce pass straight on Johnson. Johnson left side. Driving and scoring from the left wing is Justin Foul. Foul scores for Walkersville. Lions lead back to 4, 35-31, 5:50 left in the third. Rodriguez catches, drives right hand, left sideline, spins, and scores in the left block. Alex Rodriguez with the bucket. Rodriguez 4 points in this third quarter. And now here comes Walkersville as the teams go back and forth, trading buckets. Lions up by 2. Alley-oop again from Brown to Johnson. He gathers up under and rattles in.
So clearly they had a discussion at halftime. Make an effort to get the ball to Kenyon.
It is tough when the passer, Brown, 6'5", can see over the defense like that. Straight on Linton. Linton tries to drive now, pulls back right wing Rodriguez. Rodriguez 2 left-handed dribbles. Jump shot from the foul line is short, and a foul on the rebound. It will, I believe, go against Brown. Yes.
Walkersville's
Elijah Brown.
I think he said 12.
Oh, he did. Okay.
Yeah, not 21.
Gotcha. It is. That is 3 on Dylan White. That's a big one. So
that's
3 on
a big
White.
one for the starter.
It looked like when Dylan White was going off the floor, he may have bumped Linton in the nose, as he seems to be okay. Linton takes the inbounds pass, backs into the defender, and it's knocked out of bounds. It will stay Oakdale ball, 27 to shoot.
That swarming man-to-man defense for Walkersville. Gage had 3 on him as he tried to put that shot up.
Underneath from the right block, Nelson inbounds, looking for Linton, and it's knocked off the right leg of Rivera, out of bounds. Lions basketball.
The hand-eye coordination to make that kind of play on a pass. Darius Eubanks knocked it out of the air into the knee of the Oakdale player for the turnover.
Foul across the timeline. Gearhart's checked in, number 2 for Walkersville. Big minutes in that first half off the bench. Eubanks straight on to Brown. Brown looking for Johnson down low. He squares off on the defender. Double team comes. Johnson kicks to the top. Reversed left wing 3 from Eubanks. Weak side rebound off the long miss. Mercerone for Oakdale.
Again, Kenyon showing that patience this season, not forcing that shot against the triple team, kicking it out. Open shot for his teammate.
And at the top, works on Brown. Nelson reverses baseline left, driving Mercerone. Back out to Rivera, left side. Rivera on the floor, drives, kicks, corner, open look, Mercerone, in and out. Weak side board, Eubanks for the Lions. Darius Eubanks pushing. Brown almost lost it in the right corner. Overhead pass, left side. Driving's Justin Fowl underneath the Johnson. He's tied up, but a foul called on Oakdale. Zachary Nelson whistled for the reach.
Justin Fowl with the drive and the dish, and Johnson was going to go up strong with that one. Oakdale on his arm.
The second foul on the senior Nelson.
And
16
Kenyon's
points.
asking for the shot,
Yeah.
but they're saying no, he didn't get up.
And I agree with that. Kenyon Johnson still on the ground. So 2 fouls for Nelson with 3:54 left in the third. 37-33, Walkersville up by 4 on the road. Oakdale trying to end a 6-game losing streak. Fake pass, drive-by foul, missed the layup. Rodriguez front side rebound for Oakdale. Rodriguez in transition, crosses to his right, kicks to the corner. Open left wing 3 is good for the freshman Rivera. Beautiful ball movement, and the lead for Walkersville is down to 1. Gearhart to the top, it's Johnson. Johnson looks down low, now to Eubanks, bumps off the pick from Johnson, straight on, picks up the dribble. Pick and roll down low to Johnson, he missed the right block layup. Rodriguez the rebound, now Oakdale can take the lead. In transition, the layup from Nelson. He's got 18 and Oakdale's up by 1.
You're Walkersville, you're working so hard, you missed a few shots. Oakdale's right back in it.
Eubanks, the long 2 from the right wing. As a pendulum swings back to Walkersville, they lead 39-38, stepping a 5-0 Oakdale sprint. Rodriguez at the top. The tempo picking up. The energy up a notch. Rivera off the pick to Nelson. Now on the right wing, Linton. Straight on. Driving left hand, Linton beats the defender to the rim, plus the foul, got the bucket, and Oakdale's up by 1, Linton to the free throw line.
Yeah, and the offensive strategy from Oakdale's has changed a little bit. Instead of that flex motion set where you have a lot of interior players with the back screens and stuff, they've kind of spread it out, opened up the driving lanes, and the Bears are taking advantage of that.
2:32 remaining in the third. Linton to the free throw line. And he can put the Bears up by 2. He does just that, averaging 16 per game. And a timeout taken, it looked like, by Oakdale. A 30-second timeout by Coach Long. We'll take a quick one with them. No, we'll stay right here. 41-39, 2:32 left.
Yeah.
And Oakdale really playing good basketball.
Really good. Attacking the rim, drawing Kenyon Johnson away from the basket, allowing their guards to just attack the Walkersville perimeter players, and it's working out for them. They're getting to the backcourt. They still have that three-point presence, clearly.
Zachary Nelson, 18. A game like this for Nelson, that springboards your season when you play this well.
It sure can, and then your teammates look at you a little bit differently. They're not hesitant to pass you the basketball because they know you can knock down the big shot.
A travel in the backcourt, full court press from Oakdale. Whitby looked uncomfortable. Post player not used to having it in the backcourt and turned it over.
He did not want the basketball. He tried to get it to Darius Eubanks. Alex Rodriguez was face guarding him, took that option away. He wasn't ready for it. Travel.
Rodriguez inbounds to Linton. Linton backs in the defender, picks up the dribble, baseline right now. Rodriguez drives down the baseline, stops in the paint, into Johnson, and Rodriguez is whistled for steps.
Yep. And Kenyon Johnson showed up again from the help side. Rodriguez showing a little bit of frustration. He needs to let it go. As a 10th grader, it's tough, but
it's tough for adults too. And the full court press leads to another travel, a backcourt turnover from the Lions. 3 straight turnovers between these two teams. And now Oakdale leading by 2, 41-39, 2:14 left in the third. Inbounds it underneath, trying to snap a 6-game losing streak. They're 4-6. Walkersville is 8-2. Linton calling for underneath. Instead it goes up top to Nelson, who's got 18. This 3-ball doesn't go. Nelson dives for the loose ball on the floor, and a jump ball is going to be the call. Possession arrow points Walkersville away, but credit Nelson. Hustle play at least forced the arrow to flip.
Yep, 50-50 ball, got on the floor, tied it up. Walkersville possession allows Oakdale to set up that man-to-man press again. Walkersville hasn't attacked it well here in the third quarter.
Inbounds to Eubank, and now the press drops back for Oakdale. As Eubanks, left-handed dribble across the timeline, hip high ball, yo-yos it right wing. Eubanks, now right wing pass to Foul, down low to Johnson, almost lost it, trying to feed the post to a cutting teammate. Whitby is deflected out of bounds with 11 to shoot. Walkersville feels out of sorts. Some uncomfortable possessions.
Yeah, you're right. The last 3 or 4, they've had trouble trying, and there's a weak pass.
Inbounds pass stolen on the other end. Coast to coast layup for Rivera. Walkersville now down by 4. The ties the biggest advantage for Oakdale, and a timeout for Walkersville. Oakdale on an 8-0 run, leading 43-39 on Cool Oldies 1450.
Locally owned and operated, winner 8 years in a row for the best of the best in Frederick County. Hawkins Landscaping is #1 with an array of full landscape site design, lawn maintenance, hardscaping, lighting, drainage, and more. Let our professionally trained staff of certified landscapers transform your landscape from a dream to reality. From the design through construction.
Oakdale on an 8-0 run. They lead 43-39, 1:40. Now the full court press comes. Walkersville gets it inbounds as Dylan White back in with 3 fouls. Across the timeline to foul. Back to White, right wing. Top of the key, Whitby. Johnson, the post, calls for it. Instead it goes to foul. Now Johnson, top key. Swings left wing, Eubanks. Eubanks, quiet third quarter. Puts the ball in his left hand. Drives and scores. Darius Eubanks. He might be ambidextrous the way he works with that left hand.
He very skilled, good patience. Let Kenyon Johnson kind of open things up, and he took advantage.
Linton to the right wing. Rodriguez, 3 is missed. Rebound batted around. Johnson corrals, kicks up the floor on the other end. Up for the layup, but it's knocked out of bounds. Saved by Zachary Nelson, who hustled back. and avoided an easy 2 for Walkersville.
Yeah, foul took off Justin, and a great outlet pass, but Nelson was not got a loaf on that play.
Inbounds pass to Johnson. He went for the alley-oop off his fingertips. Regains, passes left wing into the bench of Walkersville. A turnover.
Yeah, Oakdale really flying around on defense, just speeding Walkersville up a little more than they're comfortable with.
Oakdale leading by 2 with 45 seconds left. Rodriguez tries to back into White, who's playing with 3 fouls. Instead, it's reversed to the right wing for Oakdale. On the right side, the trap comes on Linton. It's knocked out of bounds. It will stay with Oakdale. 11 to shoot. It was actually Cooper Mercerone on the far side getting trapped and had it knocked out of his hands out of bounds. Oakdale to inbound. The 6'5" Elijah Brown in front of Nelson, making things tough. He passes to the backcourt where Mercerone retreats and grabs. 8 to shoot for Rodriguez as he comes across the timeline. Rodriguez drives on the White, gets into Johnson, who blocks the shot and plucks the ball out of the air. 23 on the game clock. Eubank shows off the fancy dribbling Euro step in the paint, and I believe he drew a foul. And I think it should be a shooting foul. That is a call.
Yep. Again, a great outlet pass. Johnson, great defense, got a hold of the ball, quick outlet. Eubanks using his wide receiver skill set, catching that ball, and then cross dribble, drives in the lane, gets hacked. We'll shoot to 2.
Christian Rivera picked up his 3rd foul, so Oakdale some foul issues to consider. That is number 3 for Rivera. Dylan White for Walkersville also has 3, as Eubanks 12 points today, misses the free throw. Oakdale still up by 2. Walkersville led by 2 at halftime. Oakdale's outscored them by 4 in the 3rd quarter. The lead 43-41 with 20 seconds left. One more free throw coming for Darius Eubanks. And he rimmed that one out. Johnson gets the offensive rebound. Right block, putback is through. Kenyon Johnson, the conference leader in boards, 2nd in points, gets a couple there. We're tied at 43. 10 to shoot for Rodriguez. Picked up by White at the top of the key. Rodriguez crosses over on White right wing. Went off his foot, picked up by his teammate. The 3 is no good. I think the rebound is thrown up and it counts at the buzzer. The putback from Mercerone as time expired. And Oakdale goes to the break up by 2.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what happened, why they stopped. I guess they assumed the buzzer was going to ring on the shot that was tipped and blocked. Fell well short. Oakdale grabbed it, threw it up before the buzzer.
We'll take a quick break. 45-43 as we head to the 4th on Cool Oldies 1450.
You have a list of things. None of those things say wander around a warehouse looking for somebody to help you, or walk out not knowing if you got exactly what you need. Nope, you have a list of things, and Ace has them, from the brands you trust. We also have people who ask the right questions to make sure you get everything you need. Because at Ace, we have our own list, and great service is at the top.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks. Head over to Cousins Ace Hardware today. Located on North Church Street in Thurmont, Cousins Ace Hardware is a proud sponsor of high school athletics.
Back here in Cool Oldies 1450, Ryan Pierce, Coach Rick Little. 8 minutes left to play. 45-43. What a fun matchup. Oakdale up by 2.
Yeah, and we talked about Walkersville's defense coming in today. It's been the Oakdale defense in the 2nd and 3rd quarters making the difference here tonight.
Rivera reverses right wing. Linton 14 to shoot. Gage Linton to the rim plus the foul. A chance at a 3-point play for Gage Linton.
Yep. Again, Oakdale has opened up the lane, spread out their offense, driving lane there for Gage. The hoop, the harm, the finish, shooting 1.
Foul on Kenyon Johnson is first. Linton makes a free throw, and Oakdale's got their biggest lead today at 5, leading 48-43. Now the first possession of this 4th quarter for Walkersville is 8-2. Oakdale 4-6. Top of the key pass goes to Justin Fowl, beats the defender, missed the layup. Johnson the tap, gets it back and scores. Fowl kept it in play. Johnson finished the point.
Yeah, they kept it alive, tipping it back and forth. Johnson, 2 hands, lays it in.
Lead is 3 for Oakdale. Chance of defense from the Walkersville fans. Oakdale's fans getting into it. Linton's 3 is no good. Center pink rebound for Eubanks and Walkersville. And now in their road dark uniforms. Eubanks working left to right across the timeline. Takes the pass right back off from Brown. Eubanks, top of the key to Johnson. The reverse left side to White. White 1 dribble to Brown at the top. Looking for the high-low to Johnson. Brown, White in the paint. 8 to shoot. Runner's good, and the lead is 1 for Oakdale.
Strong finish there. Dylan White on the drive.
White's first points since the opening minutes of this game. Oakdale leading by 1. Chest pass to the right wing. Nelson skips to the left side. This is Nelson now driving, and it's swatted out of his hands, but a foul. It's either a reaching foul on Brown or a blocking foul on Kenyon Johnson, and it will go against Elijah Brown.
A hack across the arm. They're giving him 2 shots.
2 shots for Nelson. 18 points, 16 in the first half. 4 3-pointers. With his team up by 1, make it 2. Zachary Nelson, a pure stroke on the free throw.
One of those nights you're in the zone. The rhythm and the motion's perfect.
With the student section of Oakdale to his left, standing up about 4 rows deep in the bleachers. Nelson knocks down the second free throw. Lead back to 3. Defender fell down to the backcourt. Up the floor to Elijah Brown. To the corner, back to Brown. Brown passes on the 3. Back to Foul. Baseline right. Shot rattles out. Johnson taps. Jumping the ladder is Rodriguez for Oakdale for the rebound. Now Rodriguez up the floor. Brings it back behind his back and resets the offense with 20 to shoot. Bercerone met by Brown. Top of the key, Linton. Now on the left side to Nelson. Top of the key. Shot from Rivera's long. Tapped by, that was Johnson. Offensive putback, around and out. Johnson had it knocked out of his hands off of Oakdale. Walkersville ball.
Yeah, Cage, great hustle play there. Had 2 looks on the putbacks. Just unable to get the ball to fall.
Walkersville can tie with a 3. The full court press. Eubanks and Brown go back and forth. Foul in the corner to Brown on the right wing. Over the head pass left side to White. White 2 dribbles right hand. Skips to Foul out of the corner. Again passes on the 3. Pulls up from 10. It's long. Johnson the offensive rebound left block. Johnson uses the body and wraps around for the score.
So talented down on that low post. Good footwork.
1 point lead for Oakdale. Just over 5 minutes left to go in the 4th. Chance of defense from the Walkersville cheering section. Ball knocked away from Oakdale on the right wing, but it went out of bounds.
Walkersville shows a little bit of a run and jump there. Trapped the ball on the wing. Oakdale forcing it to retain possession.
You can feel the metaphorical temperature rising a good 5 degrees over these past few minutes as the tension increases. Oakdale up by 1, clinging to a small margin. They've already surpassed the average points, which is 49 given up per game by Walkersville this season. Or check that, 46.
Correct.
Back and forth on the dribble to Rivera. Top of the key pass, Nelson. He ball fakes in the paint. Shot blocked by Brown, but a foul. Who's it going to be on? Brown may have got all ball, but potentially Trevor Foul hit Nelson across the arm.
Split second before the shot clock expired, the foul was called.
It was actually Dylan White. Dylan White with the foul. That's a big call. That's 4 on White. As Nelson with 21 points makes the first free throw to push the lead to 2.
Hey, you know, I didn't see him in there. I thought the foul was on the block attempt by the taller 21.
Yep.
Oh, they just flipped it.
They flipped it. I was wondering that too, Coach. I saw foul in there. Elijah Brown, who must have got him with the body. was in there as well, and that's where the foul goes. Brown's picked up his second. One more free throw coming for Nelson. Oakdale up by 2. Nelson's foul shot is good. Hit every inch of the rim twice and dropped through. Lead is 3. Walkersville on offense down by a triple. White drives, dumps to Johnson. He throws down with 2 hands on the left block. The feed from White to make it a 1-point game. The reason why Kenyon Johnson is shooting about 75% from the field this year. And now a timeout taken by Oakdale. A dunk like that can swing momentum. A smart timeout by Coach Brandon Long.
Yeah, settle things down, get back, put the focus on your offense for your team versus the play that just happened. Great timeout. Both coaches, by my account, have 3 timeouts remaining, so that's not an issue with 4.5 minutes to play. This is going to be a wild 4.5 minutes, Ryan.
52-51. Neither team has led by more than 7 points. A 7-point lead in the second for Walkersville was their biggest. A 5-point advantage for Oakdale. The third was their largest margin. And now they're up by 1, 52-51. Have the ball out on the sideline with 20 to shoot.
Got to give credit to our producer, Michael Betteridge, for picking this game. When you looked at the schedule, we talked about Oakdale coming in with a losing record, Walkersville 8-2. Is it going to be a game? Indeed, it has proved to be a great high school basketball game.
Oakdale is betting a lot of games this year in this 6-game losing streak. They just haven't been able to finish. Can they do it tonight and snap the streak as Johnson went for the steal? And the layup for Marcerone as he glides through the lane and cups it in with the left hand to make it a 3-point game. Eubanks down by 3. 4 minutes left to go. Works on Rodriguez. On the right wing, it's foul. 2-handed dribble now at the top. It's Whitby. Whitby left side, Dylan White. White, baseline left drive. Tries to step back. Passes to Whitby. 10 to shoot. Eubanks matches up against Rivera. Eubanks isos on Rivera with 5. Eubanks drives. Left elbow. 3 is off the back rim. Foul, the offensive rebound, and Walkersville resets. Eubanks fires from the top of the key. It's long, and a long rebound for Lincoln and Oakdale. Up ahead, pass to Marcerone. Missed the bunny. Marcerone missed the layup, but a defensive rebound. Whitby for Walkersville.
Great transition, just unable to finish it. Walkersville hustles, gets the defensive rebound, and settles things down.
3:15 left. Walkersville down by 3 with the ball. Eubanks off the pick left elbow. Top of the key pass Johnson. Reverses right to foul. 10 to shoot. Back to Whitby. The runner from 10 feet for A.K. Whitby to make it a 1-point game.
Big shot, A.K.
Back up post, Claire known for his back to the bucket scores. That time looked like a guard. Open 3, right wing, freshman Rivera. What a big bucket from the freshman. Lead back to 4 for Oakdale. On the other end, Dylan White maneuvers in the paint to foul at the top to Whitby. High right, he resets with 2:30 and a timeout taken by Walkersville. Oakdale up by 4. Christian Rivera, this kid is good. That is his second 3 today.
Yeah. And Walkersville, the challenge is trading 3s for the Bears, 2 for the Lions. Clearly the difference in this one. What we got Walkersville, did they make 2 3-point shots tonight? They don't shoot many, but
I can think of one from Darius Eubank. That might be it.
That might be it.
Yeah, that might be it.
And then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got unofficially 8 for the Bears. So there's your difference right now. The Bears knocking down 3s. Walkersville's knocking down 2s. Somehow Walkersville needs to put a little run together here. You're now, for the first time in a long time, a 2-possession game, and we're only got 2.5 minutes to play. This is a key situation for Walkersville. They need at least a score and a stop to get themselves right back in this one.
7 combined 3s from Zachary Nelson and Christian Rivera as Oakdale up by 4. Walkersville inbounds on the near sideline in front of the Oakdale student section with 18 to shoot. It goes in the backcourt to Eubanks, 2:30 left in the game. Eubanks off the curl with Justin Fowl. He passes to White. Motion offense, high right, Eubanks. Now White, kick to foul, left corner open, three, short. Johnson rebound, top of the key, Eubanks. He tries for three, it's long. Johnson another rebound. This time Kenyon Johnson goes up and scores. That's why he averages 10 rebounds a game.
That's exactly right. And that's your score if you're Walkersville. Now you need to stop.
Just under 2 left, 2-point lead Oakdale. Trying to finish off a win and snap a 6-game losing streak. Mercerone, top of the key pass, goes to Rivera. Chance from both student sections. As Rodriguez in the paint, beats the defender and scores with the right hand.
Talented sophomore, just too strong.
Dylan White, an open lane, lobbed to Johnson over his head, out of bounds. And the student section gets into it for Oakdale with 93 seconds left. Full court press from Walkersville. Rodriguez across the timeline. Now he slows down the tempo. As Mercerone hobbling, and a timeout taken by Coach Long.
Yeah.
Maybe Cooper Mercerone.
Yeah. Got a cramp or something, and Coach Long alertly saw that, called the timeout.
Maybe cramping, maybe. He wasn't putting pressure on his right foot. Maybe even a rolled ankle, tough to tell. As timeout taken by Oakdale, 82 seconds left to go, 59-55. Oakdale on top by 4, 19 seconds on the clock. As we're getting set for what will be a fun last 82 seconds. Oakdale is 4-6, trying to snap a 6-game losing streak. Walkersville 8-2 as they try to keep their great season going. They're 2-1 in their division. Oakdale is 1-2. This is not a division matchup, but of course a Frederick County matchup, and those always have a lot of importance.
And just a great environment. You love playing in games like this. These tight contests get you ready for down the road, and really the experience level of your young players just grows so much when you're playing in contests like this.
Christian Rivera, perfect example, freshman for Oakdale with 3 3-pointers. Zachary Nelson leads all scorers with 22. 59-55, Oakdale up by 4 in the ball. 82 seconds left. Having a hard time getting it in bounds. Now in the backcourt to Rivera. He's met by Eubanks. Rivera off the weave to Rodriguez, high right. Rodriguez calls out the pick, goes away from it, step back, jumper is good. It's a 3 for Rodriguez. Alex Rodriguez, dynamite in the fourth. The biggest lead for Oakdale at 7 with a minute left to go. Now Eubanks is going to have to try to score quickly. Picks up his dribble at the top. Down low to Johnson. Off his legs. Eubanks fires the right wing through. And he responds with a triple of his own. Walkersville not out of it yet. Down by 4 with 45 seconds. And now Oakdale across the timeline may not need the foul yet, although it's something to consider. Rodriguez, 18 on the shot clock, 37 on the game clock. High right guarded tightly by White. Rodriguez isos on him on the right wing. Takes a pick from Linton, rubs off it on the middle. Now drives with the right hand. Johnson comes over to help. Rodriguez misses, but tips it back up and in. 5 straight for Rodriguez. The lead is 6, and that might be the backbreaker.
That young man has taken over here in the fourth quarter.
Fouls corner 3 is long. Weak side board pulled down by the freshman Rivera, and the foul. Oakdale can feel it now. The 6-game losing streak might just be 10 seconds away from ending.
And Walkersville with only 4 team fouls, none on the Oakdale Bears. They played such a clean game. And Walkersville just got to let it go.
They concede. Oakdale comes from behind, down by 7 in the second. They put on a show in the second half. They outscore Walkersville by 8 in the second half. Alex Rodriguez, 5 straight points to end it. And Oakdale snaps a 6-game losing streak to beat Walkersville 64-58.
Wow. And talented players, you know, and basically Coach Long, that last 5 minutes, here you go, Alex, it's your ball. And he had a match up against the shorter Dylan White, terrific 5'10" guard, but Alex Rodriguez, 6'1", athletic as can be. And that last play where he dropped that three, he actually was looking to drive. White, shifty enough, got in front of him. Alex able to step back and drill that three. Beautiful game. Great game, both teams, really.
Yeah, we want to thank our sponsors for making this game possible. That's American Legion Post 168, Center of Life Chiropractic, Fredericktown Yamaha, Kelco Plumbing, and Thermont Country Kitchen. Thank you for sponsoring tonight's game. And we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to have an interview with Alex Rodriguez after they come out of the dressing room. Coach Long's final instructions. We'll be right back after this.
Restaurant, it's the diner, and you won't find a better one than the Mountain View Diner. It's the ultimate comfort food. From delicious appetizers to sandwiches to succulent entrees, the Mountain View Diner can satisfy any taste. If it's mouth-watering Greek fare you're after, the Mountain View Diner will not disappoint. And don't forget the famous cheesecake. Mountain View Diner on West Patrick Street in Frederick and in Charlestown, West Virginia, across from the casino. A winner 3 years in a row for a Best of Frederick Award. The people who love great food eat at the People's Restaurant, the Mountain View Diner.
We hope you're enjoying the game. Let's hear a special message from another one of our fantastic sponsors.
Hi, this is Donna from In Memory Of. Luxurious Karastan flooring is the footing you need to live beautifully. Now, during Fitzgerald Home Furnishings holiday event, you can save 10% on Karastan flooring. With Karastan underfoot from Fitzgerald Home Furnishings, you can dance, sit, read, or relax. Bring home the quality of Karastan carpet or choose Karastan's Lux Craft luxury vinyl tile and save 10%. Don't miss your chance to save 10% on Karastan from Fitzgerald Home Furnishings. It's just off Route 26 on Routson's Way in Frederick. As a matter of fact, we believe in Fitzgerald Home Furnishings so much that we selected them for our own home, too. Fitzgerald Home Furnishings, live beautifully.
Gary Bauer, Washington, D.C. with your end-of-day report sponsored by American Values. Joe Biden's approval ratings are at rock bottom. In fact, they're at record lows compared to other modern presidents. But he and his political advisors, well, they think they have the path to victory. As we speak, he's rolling out his campaign strategy, and it's ugly. Biden's losing support among black Americans and other minorities because of inflation, crime, and record illegal immigration. So his solution is to lie. He's telling minorities that the biggest problem facing America is white supremacy. It's raw race baiting to divide us even further, and it's a disgusting lie. Polls show that support for Biden is dropping among young people. So what's his answer? He's ignored a Supreme Court ruling and continues to use taxpayer money to pay off millions of student loans held by young adults. In the process, he's made a fool of everyone who did the right thing and paid off their own loans. And he's hobbling millions of blue-collar workers who didn't go to college with the burden of paying for those who did. Biden's support among women is also falling. They're worried about rising prices, dangerous streets, and the insane transgender movement canceling what it means to be a woman. His administration also attacks mothers trying to protect their children from graphic sexual material in school. So what's his answer? Abortion, abortion, abortion. He's betting that women care more about the right to kill their unborn child than anything else. Now, the jury's out on whether this strategy of stoking racial division, fiscal irresponsibility, and the nonstop promotion of death will work. But one thing is certain, at the end of that campaign, we'll be worse off, not better. This is Gary Bauer signing off from Washington, D.C. To support our work in American Values, visit GaryBauer.com.
Oakdale snaps a 6-game losing streak. Big win tonight against Walkersville as Alex Rodriguez was huge down the stretch. We'll talk to him in just a moment. Right, here's Coach Rick Little. Coach, what a finish there from Oakdale. You could tell that they had been preparing for this moment. They had a lot of close losses, and they come through in the end of that point.
Yeah, and then great fourth quarter. I mean, very efficient offense. put up 19 points against a team that surrenders only 46 for the entire game. Whenever it came down to a situation where they needed a bucket, it looked like they were going to put the ball in Alex's hands, especially the last 2 minutes, and he answered. Even when he missed a shot, he stayed right with it and tipped it in for basically to seal the victory here tonight.
64-58 was the final score. Rodriguez hit a big three, then came in. Like you said, Coach, thought he was going to miss it. Did miss it, got the rebound, tipped it back in, and scored. As Rodriguez had a incredible performance there in the final minutes. Also give credit to Kenyon Johnson. He came alive as a rebounder in those final minutes as well.
Put it this way. Walkersville, their two big players, Kenyon Johnson, Darius Eubanks, they showed up. Nice supporting cast, kept Walkersville in the game. The three-point shot basically was the differential.
Yeah.
I mean, we had them for 7, 8, 9 three-point shots from Oakdale. Walkersville 2, maybe 3. So here's Alex. Right now, we're going to chat with Alex real quick.
And we have Alex Rodriguez joining us. Alex, what a performance there in those final few minutes. First of all, just how good does this win feel, especially in such a tight game?
Yeah, it feels great. We're coming off 6 losses in a row, and that was just a big statement game. They're a high-ranked team in Maryland, so it felt great.
In that fourth quarter, it seemed like Coach Long was putting the ball in your hand down the stretch. You didn't seem to hesitate.
Nah, I just knew that he had confidence in me. I started off slow, just turnovers, travels, and then we just have trust, me and Long, Coach Long. I trust him with everything, and I knew that when he put the ball in my hands, he had faith in me, so I just played free.
And then I'm going to compliment you defensively, too. Looked like you drew the Darius Eubank assignment there in the game, and a lot of face guarding, working hard, making every one of his trips difficult. And I think that might have been the differential down the stretch.
Yeah, me and Darius been playing basketball together for a long time, so feels good. And the whole team brought great defensive energy, so I just fed off that, and it made my job way easier.
And how many pizzas are you guys getting for Zach Nelson tonight?
Great game by Zach. 24 points, beginning of the season, he didn't see much play time, and it's really great to see him in practice and growing and the player he's developed into, so really happy for him.
And your whole team, the inexperience, and Coach Long talked about that coming in with us in our pre-games, was the inexperience level because of, good for Evan, good for Dom.
Mm-hmm.
They're moving on to college, but you all every day taking that big step. He's just been so happy with that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, we're a young team for sure, but we work hard in practice every day, and just to see us come out in a game like that, especially against a bunch of older guys, that's really important. So hopefully we can keep it going.
Alex, before we let you go, what's going through your mind those final last couple of plays? You're getting the ball isolating on the right wing. You knock down the three, the first play, the second, you miss a shot, you tip it in. What were you thinking when you had the ball in your hands for those final last couple minutes?
Yeah, I wasn't really thinking anything except it's just time to go. Close game like that, you can't worry about the play. You just got to keep going, keep playing, high energy, and just trust in yourself. That's the biggest key.
It's a great philosophy. Alex Rodriguez, congratulations on the big win, big performance. We appreciate you stopping by. Cool Oldies 1450.
All right, thank you.
Congratulations. We'll see you again down the road, I'm sure.
Thanks, Alex. Alex Rodriguez, what a great performance by him today. A huge fourth quarter as he really put that one away for Oakdale.
Well, Ryan, it's great to have you back in the booth again with us here on the hardwoods. It's not really a booth, but good to have you back. Welcome back. And
great to be here. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Michael.
Happy New Year, Merry Christmas to you and all that.
Yes,
I hope you had a good rest after football.
Yeah,
pretty exciting.
Miss football, of course, but it's great to have some hoops going. Two really good teams today.
Excellent. And you too, Coach Rick Little here. Coach, how your Shepherd's Rams doing right now?
We're doing okay. We're a little better team than we were last year, and the young ladies are coming to the gym every day, working hard. We talk about the process. It's a coaching philosophy is not so much the result of the game, it's the process of getting better every day and trust the system, and that's where we're going.
Well, good to have the A-team back on the hardwoods with us. Want to remind everybody we'll be back next Tuesday night. Catoctin Lady Cougars at the Linganore Lady Lancers. That's a big one. Rick, Catoctin ranked second, Linganore third in the county.
Yeah, and we watched Catoctin just out-hustle Linganore last year, so it'll be interesting to see how Coach Easterday gets her team ready for this matchup.
That's next Tuesday, tip-off at 7 p.m., Catoctin at Linganore girls basketball. On behalf of the entire Cool Oldies 1450 team, we don't want to forget Tyler Wilhelm, high atop the bleachers, running our video for us, doing a great job once again. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great weekend.
Good night, all.
Don't worry if you can't make it to the game or miss the broadcast. All of our high school sports games are archived and available online at WTHUradio.com in our audio vault.